Good. Okay. Super proud of the guys. Hard ball game. The with where we are with numbers and what we got going, they're all going to be hard. We're not going to just roll in and drill anybody. That's a good team that had Pitt on the ropes for 32 minutes at Pitt just Saturday. So we had a lot of guys play well, and I think that's evident. You get 5 guys in double figures. It was the most collective win we've probably had. So that was super encouraging.
So we'll start with a question from Coach. We'll start right here. Just state your name and affiliation.
My name is Matt.
Amen. Good, buddy.
So I just want to start off. Obviously, the second half was a crazy difference from the first half. Maybe what was the message at halftime? Obviously, you guys shot a lot better. Was that the main difference you thought?
Yeah, I thought we spent most of halftime. We were 4 for 17 on twos, and we gave up 9 offensive rebounds in the first half. So halftime was more about being tougher. And I thought the second half, shots went in. I told the guys I would feel this way, honest to goodness. I mean, I know we end up grinding out a really nice win by 7. Had we lost by 7, just the way we played in the second half is acceptable. Like, we played how you're supposed to play in the second half. We don't have a ton of speed right now. We don't have a lot of depth right now. Guys are really playing long minutes, so we're in zone at times where we don't really want to be in zone, but we're doing it because we've got 2 fouls on a guy that we don't necessarily have subs for. So, listen, it's just toughness is really important, but for us, it's a lot of mental toughness. And I think if you look at our results when we've been home, even though we got beat by Yale, Yale's the best team we played. They're better than Florida. So we had a hard-fought 1-possession loss to Yale at home. The other 3 games we've actually played well at home. Tonight, first half, I was not thrilled with our energy level. And not that you're giving guys cop-outs. I mean, I think the alums, the people, the fans that are students, they know how hard it is to go to school here. You got finals. They got a lot of stuff going on right now. This is not an easy week to be playing games. I mean, normal students are tired right now. So I thought we were a little lethargic in the first half, but second half we were totally different. How you doing, buddy?
Just to piggyback, I guess, on the first half. So, the first half we saw more of what's plagued you all season long. Some turnovers, a lot of second chance opportunities. You guys weren't really good in the paint, on the perimeter, around the basket. Was it that Sacred Heart was outplaying you guys, or was it that you guys weren't doing the little things well? Just what do you say?
I think you got to give Sacred Heart credit. I thought their speed and energy level bothered us. So I did think they were good in the first half. They made shots. I mean, you have to realize that in the game tonight, right? Gillette makes 3 threes. He was 3 for 4 to start. Bryce Johnson never shoots threes. He's 1 for 1. So when those things happen early in the game, it's going to get you behind because we didn't come into the game concerned about Bryce Johnson making threes. We were really worried about his offensive rebounding, his passing, and his ability to drive us from the top. And he stepped out and banged a transition 3 right after we made the one hustle play, the best hustle play of the first half. Was a loose ball. Tyler ran it down, got an extra pass. Tanaj drilled a 3 at the top, put it to 6. And they come right down and hit a trail 3 for a guy that he'll shoot 23s on the whole season. That's not really what he does. So yeah, I think you got to give them credit. I didn't love where we were. I mean, I already said that, but I think they were good, to be quite fair.
Question about Aaron Clark. Obviously he spent 4 years at Sacred Heart. He got hurt a little bit at the end of the first half. Came back though.
Yeah, he's dealing with an injury that's plagued him. It's why he missed the first 5-6 ball games. He was able to play against Yale. I think he had a lot of adrenaline in that ball game, and he had a lot of bounce to him. I mean, you can watch. The kid desperately wants to play. He's giving us what he has. He doesn't have his burst. He doesn't have his explosiveness. And that's hard. It's hard for anybody to play without their burst. And then you're talking about a smaller guard that's really shifty and able to get in gaps. And so, hopefully he can get feeling better. Our team is way better with him. That's obvious. He's not currently able to play like the all-conference player that he was named preseason. It's not because he doesn't want to. I mean, the guy's doing more rehab and more, extra stretching and strengthening, and he's doing everything he's had to do to just be available. But he's not himself, and I'm hoping that they can kind of get it pinpointed and get him in a better place physically, because he's a huge factor for our team. And the one thing he does give us, even on a night like this where he's not able to be as effective as a scorer. I mean, that guy scored 1,600 points, and I don't know, he didn't score much tonight. What he had 4, but he never turns it over. And so for us, that's enormous, because we have had, without him, some real turnover problems. And so him just being out there, even at 70%, is a nice lift for us. We just, hopefully he can get feeling himself, like he was feeling, before he tweaked it in the preseason.
Just to follow up on that, like you said, he didn't score much, but he did have 2 big free throws at the end. Just kind of, what does that say about him, dealing with the injuries and obviously against a former team like that?
Yeah, he desperately wanted to play tonight. I honestly, at halftime, we didn't start him in the second half, and I actually told him I wasn't going to play him anymore because he couldn't move in the first half. And he wanted to play. He was like, no, give me a couple minutes. And he got on the bike, and he rode the bike, and then he was in the assistant coach's ears about, you got to put me in. I want to play. So, as a coach, right, you're in that spot where you're going to toss him out there because he's dying to be in. But I told him, he only had a couple minutes. Like, he had to look like he could play. Like, in the first half, you could tell he's not 100%. I mean, that's easy to see. So, hopefully he can get feeling better, because we need him. We need him to play and play well.
Okay, now you guys needed energy plays, and you got plenty of them in the second half. Obviously, the first bucket was a mean dunk by Keenan Fitzmorris. Had another one, too, to put you up by 3 later. You gave them the lead with a 3-pointer through traffic. That got the crowd going. Tanaj had a nice little reverse layup in transition. So just how important is it to make those highlight reel plays when trying to pull off a comeback in basketball?
Yeah, momentum's a huge thing. I don't think you ever kind of, as a player, you're not desperate. You're not trying to make a highlight. You're just trying to make the right play. And then, obviously Keenan's an elite shooter with size, so he can get them off. Doesn't really matter who they put on him. He's able to shoot up over them. And Fitz has been an interior scorer for us that's been effective all year. We did a really bad job 2 games in a row of getting it in his hands. We had a hard time against Brian Zone finding him, and against Yale we didn't get him a lot of shot opportunities. So we need that inside-out balance, because we shoot a lot of threes, and a lot of our twos. Both. Not only was he 6 for 6, but Sarvan was able to go in and make a really big jump hook for us at crunch time. So we have to be able to score inside out. We don't have a lot of dribble drivers. I mean, Aaron Clark can drive you when he's physically right. We don't drive for layups. So for us to get easy baskets, they got to be post-ups. And they're not easy. They're hard because you're getting guarded. Fast break layups they look great, but we don't get a ton of easy ones. It's just not our makeup right now. I think we'll get there, but we're not able to do that much right now.
Right, and of course both Keenans were instrumental in your comeback. So just what do you have to say about the way that they played?
Well, honestly, these 2 guys have been good for us all year. Fitz has had a great year. I mean, he had 2 games where we didn't really get him involved much, but some of that was on teammates, and obviously some of it's on him too. He's got to find ways to get himself involved. But and Sarvan's had an awesome year too. He's had 2 tough games. I mean, if you take away the Rhode Island games when we were up there on that trip, well, you know what I mean? Like, but 8 of the 10 games he's been really good, and 8 of the 10 games he's been really good. I mean, that's on a team that's got 7 guys in uniform for the last 6 weeks. I mean, it's there aren't a lot of places to turn. Thankfully, they've been consistent, because if somebody has an off night, they're not getting a quick substitution like you maybe would do in a normal year. So they've been huge for us all year. They were big tonight, but they've been able to kind of consistently produce for us.
Sure. Okay, and then I just have one more for you. I don't know if you have any more.
Okay, last question for Coach.
Okay, so this was the first opportunity you guys had to close out a game this year, and you did just that, right? You chewed the clock, secured the rebounds on the defensive end, protected the ball, knocked down the free throws you needed to. Just as a coach, how pleased are you with your boys' efforts in crunch time?
Yeah, I thought down the stretch we were good. I mean, we won, and I don't know the exact score, but we didn't really get the lead until about 8 minutes to go, I think. I mean, maybe we caught it a little earlier, but I don't think so. I mean, so the last kind of 2 media segments, we really played well. And they're going to make shots. I mean, my gosh, number 11, the transfer, Solomon, I mean, he's 5 for 9 from 3, and I must have missed the 4 I didn't catch the 4 he missed. It felt like every time he shot one, it went in. So for us, it was a hard game to defend because they had some shooting. They're good shooters. Solomon made shots, but then they had some guys that don't make shots, don't even take them, and they had elite shooting nights. So, that's always going to be tough. So I thought a lot was going against us, to be honest. That's why it was such a good win, in my opinion.
Well, Keenan, I'll start with you. So you guys, you hit a 3 with 12:46 remaining. That gave you guys your first lead since like the very beginning of the game. That was 46-44. What, just how did that feel to finally get the lead back and kind of complete that comeback to that point?
That's a great feeling. Like, we wanted to win so bad, and coach gave us a great message at halftime. The first 4 or 6 minutes are very important right now. So guys stepped up, made shots, and it kept us going. So.
Yeah, and then this Keenan, take me through that sweet like little spin move in the post and then dunk. I don't remember what time that was, but I think that gave you guys a 3-point lead towards the end of the game. Just take me through that move.
Yeah, well, teammates are always like trying to find me, and just when you get out there, just got to be instinctual and trust all the practice and everything, and just trying to go off the momentum that Sarv and everyone was bringing. So.
Okay, sure. So now I'll go reverse order. So I'll start with Fitzmorris. So obviously you were instrumental in the team's comeback. Just what went right for you individually today?
I felt like so it was my first time doing one of these things. I don't have much experience with these press conferences. I felt like the preparation going into the game, the coaches did a great job of getting us prepared and seeing the scout and what we needed to kind of focus on going into it, and like always like giving great feedback and everything. And I felt like I just trusted the preparation and kind of had a flow state. I feel like I work on a lot of the meditation and things like that outside the court, and I feel like by just trying to like dial in and get things in a good spot, I felt like I was able to feel good out there. Yeah.
Awesome. And then you got the crowd riled up twice tonight, right? Just how good does it feel to get those home fans going like that?
It feels unbelievable. I love all the support that we have from the students to the season ticket members to the fans that are going out. Really great to see. There are a lot of repeat people coming to the games, a lot of energy, and just trying to make them proud.
Awesome. All right, now Mr. Sarvan, you had a really good day overall as well. You two were really the only ones who had good first halves as well. You wound up leading the team in scoring. I think you had 16 points. Just again, what went right overall for you individually?
I mean, once you hit 2 shots in a row, you want to, get the ball again, and just because you have the hot hand. But it helps when AC is back, he sees the court so well. Like, he drags the guy all the way to the side, and you have to just be ready, locked and loaded, because it's coming your way. And that's what he did for me, and he got me great shots. So.
Absolutely.
And then, go ahead.
Just similar to other Keenan, you had some really big moments in the second half.
Yeah.
Obviously, a couple of big threes. Just how did it feel to deliver?
It feels great. Like, I feel like if you can get the fans going, the games get 10 times easier. Like, they don't stop yelling, they don't stop screaming your name, and it was great to hear. But we got the win. That's the most important thing.
Awesome.
Good. All right.
guys.
Thanks, guys.